I served on the space station of Mimas as a liaison for the Earth Embassy, working with many alien races.
Jean-Charles Moyen, Franco-American SSP, aboard the Solaris spaceship, a part of the Solar Warden. My mission, protection and rescue slaves on other planets.
Rebecca Rose, Psychic Super Soldier, Moon, Mars, Kuiper Belt, and beyond.
Namaste. I'm Yana Prakash. I am a multidimensional healer, work directly with the Andromeda Council, and infinite creations through the oneness with all that it is.
We know if you won't tell them the truth, we will. Hi, I'm James Rink, founder of the Super Soldier Talk podcast, Healing Soul Survivors 501c3, and now the Super Soldier Activation Conference. Since 2010, I have dedicated myself to documenting the untold stories of the secret space program. I have brought awareness of MILAB. Hello, everybody. I know we're running a little late, but better late than never. Our original guest is having some time zone issues in Sydney versus East Coast time. So we're going to sort that out. But Shayden has been wanting to come. Actually, I've been wanting Shayden to come on the show for a couple years now. And he finally said yes. So thank you for that, Shayden. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Great. So yes, we are broadcasting on this late hour, but like I said, it's better later than never. So how's everybody doing here in the chat today? Thank you all for being patient. I appreciate that. And it's definitely worth it for what we're going to share here today. So let's start off with your bio. Yeah. I'm going to just mute you just a moment. Getting a little feedback. Okay, there we go. Shayden Shawn Nilghe. Am I saying that right? Your last name. Yeah, unmute yourself.
Nilghe.
Nilghe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. We should have done that before. Anyway, not Nilghe. Okay, well,
That's
I'll
right.
just call you Shayden. So Shayden is a 22-year-old whistleblower uncovering the hidden truths behind Majestic 12, MILAB programs, which are military abductions, astral abductions, and covert extraterrestrial operations. With firsthand experiences and time, is that true? Time travel? I didn't ask you about that. Time travel
Yeah, it's time
experimentation?
travel, 20 impacts, time
Oh,
dilation
okay.
tours.
Okay.
Plus with Elon Musk, with his Starlings and shit, SpaceX, it's all connected with the US.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. In classified military projects, Shayden is committed to revealing the suppressed realities that challenge mainstream understanding. He is driven by a mission to expose the secrecy and behind these projects, as well as awaken collective consciousness. Shayden shares insights into secret space programs, non-human entities, and the manipulation of the human perception. Sorry, it's late. His story is part testimonial, part warning, and part call to those who are ready to question everything they've been told. Through his content, Shayden connects with other fellow truth seekers, experiencers, and spiritual explorers who sense there's more to reality than meets the eye. His work is a fusion of conspiracy disclosure, metaphysical insight, and cosmic truth. So you can go check out his YouTube channel. And again, welcome to the show. So, Shayden, at the age of 22, I know a few people that young or younger that have recovered their secret space program memories, but it's very rare. So I think you are definitely a unique individual. So tell us maybe what it is. So maybe when did you first get your memories back, and how are you able to remember compared to some others experiencers.
Okay, there's a link in the document that's at least to a YouTube video that explains that part. Plus, that's when I was awakening. I made my own video
Okay, I'm looking.
at the top of the document.
Yes, we can pull this up. Sorry, I have way too many windows open. I'm trying to.
Yeah, sorry.
might
Take your time. No rush
need
here.
to. Yes, don't want to open that one. Okay. Yes. Okay. I got the document, and I will share. You want me to share it as well?
Yeah, share
Okay.
that video.
The video. Okay. Well, I've got the document here. Let's pull this up. Maybe make it a little bit bigger, and then I can make this bigger. Full screen. Okay. Should we start with the YouTube
the video link.
Okay. So can you give us a little background on what we're about to watch?
Okay, it's recap of my memory erasure and recovery and video evidence of a UFO and EBEs, like reptilians.
Okay, great. Let's go ahead. I might have to reshare my screen, so let me, and because I want to share the audio, so give me a moment and do this again. We'll do this. Wait, it won't. Okay, I guess I have to do this then. And pull this into here. Okay, now you see what I see. Let's go over to our YouTube video here and pull this up. Loads.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've got a fascinating document in front of us today.
Shayden, audience members, can you guys hear this?
Titled Majestic 12 Disclosure.
Yes. Chat. Let's see. I can't see the chat when this video is open. Okay. Let's see here. Where is Kelly? Why don't you... Let's activate your moderation powers in just a bit. Okay, great. Thank you. But right now we're going to go to the video.
Document, along with some other bits and pieces. Yeah, it's definitely caught our attention. So our mission here is to really dig into this document. We want to unpack the claims, see what stands out.
This is a UFO recovery team.
Oh, say that again, Shayden.
This is a UFO recovery team in Regina, Saskatchewan, in the MILAB area. And I was captured, and that is how I recover my memories. It's through them. They gave me some kind of medication. I don't know what it is to say. Like some kind of interrogation drug.
Okay. Can you provide any more details on like why would they want to help you?
Keep watching.
Okay.
As you encounter this kind of information.
Exactly. And right away, the focus is on this individual, Shayden Shawn Nilghe. Born May 27, 2002, so...
it's a bit of echo.
As of March this year.
Turn it down.
Maybe you can...
Oh, maybe it's my...
Yeah, mute yourself, because you can still hear it, but the echo should go away. I don't hear an echo. I don't think the audience hears an echo either.
And uses a couple of aliases online. Phoenix03, Ethereal Phoenix 87, presented as a whistleblower.
Right, and that's key. This is presented as their testimony, their account. The document itself states it's unverified by official sources.
I do a little higher.
So you need to keep that context front and center.
Absolutely. So this unverified testimony dives into some really, deep conspiracy territory. We're talking alleged involvement in black budget programs, supposedly linked to Majestic 12 or MJ12.
Which, for many people, MJ12 immediately brings UFOs to mind. But the claims here, they really go way beyond just lights in the sky.
Yeah, they really do. The document mentions things like MILAB protocols, military abductions.
And within that, this concept called 20 and back. Which sounds intense.
It's definitely something to unpack. And then there are claims about a secret space program, SSP, operating out of Cold Lake Base in Alberta,
which is a real place, a Canadian Forces base.
Right. And on top of that, allegations of involvement in pretty advanced mind control sub-projects. It's quite a list.
It's a dense set of claims, for sure.
Okay, let's start with that 20 in back. It's, I don't know, almost like science fiction. What's the actual idea of being put forward?
So, the way the document describes it, 20 in back, is this alleged process involving time manipulation or maybe age regression technology.
Okay.
The idea is someone's recruited, they serve like a 20-year term, maybe off-world, maybe in some super secret mission here on Earth, and then they're brought back to their original point in time.
Brought back?
Well, the document mentions Project Looking Glass and Project Pegasus. These are names you hear in conspiracy circles, often linked to speculative time viewing or even time travel tech.
And the memories of those 20 years.
Supposedly suppressed, erased somehow. And interestingly, the document points to Nilghe reporting things like recurring blackouts, fragmented memories, suggesting these could be side effects, maybe evidence of going through these cycles.
Wow, so serving a whole secret life and then hitting a reset button, that's a lot to take in.
It's a cornerstone claim, definitely.
Then there are the astral abductions. How are these framed differently from, say, a typical alien abduction story?
The document makes a distinction. These astral abductions are described as involving like a spinning vortex sensation, then a blackout, total loss of awareness.
But no time seems to pass.
Right, when awareness supposedly returns, it's like no conventional time has elapsed. The document suggests this might point towards dimensional shifts, or maybe some kind of psychic interference.
And what supposedly triggers these?
There's a specific incident mentioned in alleged abduction by a red extraterrestrial anti-gravity orb. The idea presented is that this event might have been the catalyst, somehow opening the doors to these non-physical astral type abductions.
An anti-gravity orb. Okay, now we're definitely blending classic UFO elements with these more, maybe, esoteric claims.
It weaves them together, and that links into the secret space program allegations at Cold Lake Base.
Right, so Cold Lake in Alberta, what's alleged to be happening there specifically?
The document claims there are hidden underground facilities there, big ones, supposedly housing these SSP operations and mind control experiments.
And Nilghe supposedly had access.
Claims in E4 security clearance, yeah, which allegedly allowed access to zones focused on psychic experiments, super soldier training, even developing anti-gravity craft.
Okay, hold on. Anti-gravity craft developed in Canada. Funded how?
The document alleges CIA black budget funding and oversight of Canadian sleeper agent networks by CSIS, that's the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, and the Canadian Armed Forces, the CAF.
So an international black project, essentially.
There's the picture painted with big goals for the STP, anti-gravity tech, maybe off-world bases, definitely getting and using supposed extraterrestrial technology.
It's a massive infrastructure being alleged here, hidden just beneath the surface, and this connects to the mind control aspect too.
Correctly. The document brings up MKUltra, which we know is a real disturbing CIA program.
Yes.
But it goes further, mentioning things called MK Delta and Project Monarch.
Okay. What are those supposed to be?
MK Delta is presented as like a follow-on or maybe an overseas branch of MK Ultra, focused specifically on implanting false memories. For spies, creating cover stories.
Implanting memories, wow.
Yeah. And Project Monarch is described as trauma-based conditioning, designed supposedly to create dissociative identities, alters within a person for control purposes.
That sounds terrifyingly familiar to some of the darker conspiracy theories out there.
It does, and the document claims Nilghe was exposed to these and something called Voice of God, or V2K technology. Voice to Skull. It's described as microwave-based tech that can beam sounds or voices directly into a person's head. A psychological weapon, maybe linked back to older programs like Project Artichoke.
Good grief. And the purpose of all this conditioning?
The document suggests it's about creating super soldiers. It even draws parallels to things like the fictional Treadstone program from the Bourne series.
So gene editing, VR training, memory wipes, the whole package.
That's the allegation. gene editing, immersive VR simulations for combat training, compartmentalizing memories so one part of the mind doesn't know what the other's doing.
And activation triggers? Like in movies?
Exactly like that. The document specifically mentions the character Mason from Call of Duty, Black Ops, who has those numeric activation codes and post-hypnotic commands. It suggests that's a potential real-world parallel.
It's an incredibly detailed and disturbing picture, and the document tries to tie it all together, right? Intelligence agencies, military, maybe even non-human involvement.
It goes through this. It speculates about collaboration with non-human entities, specifically mentioning reptilian humanoids.
Reptilians, okay?
And even this highly speculative idea of using fallen angel DNA for genetic enhancements in these programs.
Fallen angel DNA.
It pushes the boundaries, definitely. And then there's this really interesting angle about the Call of Duty games information. Like Black Ops, Ghosts, the zombies need their storyline.
What's the connection there?
The document speculates that these game narratives might not just be fiction, that they could be a form of soft disclosure. We're actually introducing the public to concepts like Black Ops, advanced tech, even time manipulation. So it doesn't seem so shocking if it ever comes out.
Conditioning, almost. Through entertainment.
That's the suggestion in the text.
Okay, so we have Nilghe's personal claims, these alleged programs like MILAB and SSP, the mind control elements, the Canadian connection, the ET speculation, and these Call of Duty parallels. What threads really stand out as connecting all this?
Well, it's how the narrative attempts to link everything. That red orb abduction is framed as the trigger for the astral stuff.
Right.
The astral experiences are then tied into the 20 back idea and the supposed capabilities developed by the SSP.
Cold Lake Base becomes the central node
The hub for everything.
Exactly. Linking the space program, mind control, the super soldier training, and Nilghe's claimed E4 clearance is the key to accessing that hub.
And the targeted individual claims, the V2K.
Yeah,
That sounds like potential fallout or control mechanisms.
that's how it's presented. Symptoms like electronic harassment, stalking, framed as potential retaliation if someone involved starts talking. And V2K as a tool for psychological warfare or control.
And the Call of Duty references keep popping up.
They do. They act almost like cultural touchstones in the document, maybe to make these really extraordinary claims feel a bit more grounded or familiar, perhaps, is an interesting rhetorical device, if nothing else. It certainly is. The document also game plans a scenario, doesn't it? What happens if someone like Nilghe, supposedly conditioned but now potentially revealing things, becomes a problem, an adversarial scenario?
It explores the hypothetical tactics. How would the system react? It outlines psychological warfare using V2K to fuel paranoia, maybe disinformation campaigns, like a modern Operation Mockingbird using AI and deepfakes.
And more direct action.
Potentially, it mentions combat scenarios, stealth, advanced tech, possibly used by agencies like CSIS or CCAS special units. Even speculates about psychic interference, remote viewing, telepathic suggestion.
And which agencies are implicated in this hypothetical scenario?
It names CSIS for intelligence and coordination, the RCMP for maybe immediate containment or cover, the CAF for military muscle, especially linked to Cold Lake, and then it broadens out to NATO and this idea of a shadow government, as you say, coordinating international.
A coordinated effort to silence or neutralize?
That's the clear implication of that section, yes.
And flowing from all this, the document includes what sounds like a call to action, framed from Nilghe's perspective.
Exactly, it foregrounds the huge ethical questions. If any of this were true, non-consensual experiments, mind control, genetic tampering, all hidden away, it's deeply disturbing.
So what's being asked for?
From Nilghe's alleged viewpoint, the document calls for transparency from CSIS, RCMP, CAF, NATO, for whistleblower protections, for some kind of real oversight on these supposed MJ-12-related programs.
Then it leads back to the games again.
Yeah, posing that question. Are the Call of Duty parallels just coincidence? Or is it desensitization? Predictive programming? It leaves that hanging there.
The document then seems to circle back and expand on MK Delta, this idea of implanted memories. Why the deeper dive there?
It seems to be trying to build a more coherent, maybe even strategic rationale for why such a program might exist. The argument presented is the need for intelligence agencies to create operatives with totally believable but false backstories. Clean slates, essentially.
For deep cover espionage, plausible deniability, that sort of thing.
Precisely. And it touches on the alleged how. Drug-assisted hypnosis, maybe psychoelectronic devices, using VR to really cement those false memories.
And this ties into Project Monarch, too.
Yeah, the idea of creating layered identities, those alters, as another way to compartmentalize information and maintain control, making sure the operative believes they're covered.
The operational advantages seem clear from a certain perspective. Unshakable covers, maybe less psychological fallout for the operative if they don't know the trauma.
That's the cold logic presented. Mitigating traumatic recall, allowing for perhaps easier disposal of an asset later. But the document also stresses the massive ethical problems. Lack of consent, the potential for identity crises if the programming fails. Fundamental questions about accountability.
It definitely places it within that larger, darker conspiracy narrative.
It does, connecting it to other alleged sub-projects reinforcing those Call of Duty links, like Mason's memory issues and Black Ops, and hinting at the risks of disclosure if these implanted memories start to bleed through.
Following on that, it also expands on how agencies might deal with operatives who do go rogue. More detail on roles.
Right, it gets more specific about the capabilities arrayed against the potential whistleblower or agent. Beyond just the psychological and combat tactics, it mentions things like infiltrating social circles, financial pressure,
And the specific Canadian agencies.
CSIS is painted as the lead intelligence agency threat assessment, monitoring, maybe coordinating those sleeper networks. RCMP provides the domestic law enforcement angle arrests, surveillance, maybe providing security under a legal pretext.
And the military, CAF.
Primarily securing key locations like Cold Lake, potentially providing specialized units, maybe the alleged super soldiers themselves for operations, and liaising with NATO allies for joint missions.
So NATO and world leaders are brought in at a higher level.
The document suggests they have a policy alignment, authorize the big sensitive projects, manage international crises if things go public. And then there's the shadow government layer again.
The ultimate controllers.
Position is the central command, having the power for direct intervention, maybe running sophisticated information warfare campaigns, pulling strings internationally to ensure rogue operatives are silenced and the secrets kept.
It describes a whole theoretical workflow for dealing with a leak.
Yeah, it's showingly methodical. Identify the threat, plan to contain it, maybe start with psyops or legal pressure, escalate if needed to covert, possibly lethal action, then manage the fallout with disinformation, mockingbird-style tactics, and official denials.
A comprehensive system for maintaining secrecy, if you believe the document.
That's the picture it paints.
And just to round it out, the document revisits the Call of Duty connections one last time.
Yes, it adds a bit more flavor there. Emphasizing how Black Ops explores the MK Ultra themes, how Ghosts features advanced space-based tech like the Warden weapon system, which could mirror SSP claims, and how Zombies Aether, with its own 115 time loops and dimensional rifts, really taps into those more esoteric aspects of the alleged program's time travel, alternate dimensions, even occult connections.
It consistently uses the games as a reference point.
It really does. It's a recurring motif through the entire document.
Okay, this has been a lot. A really deep dive into an extraordinary set of claims. If you had to boil it down, what are the absolute key takeaways from this Majestic 12 disclosure document?
Well, fundamentally, it's the unverified account of Shayden Shawn Nilghe. That's the bedrock. And this account alleges involvement in a whole constellation of interconnected black budget programs.
Mind control, super soldiers, secret space stuff, ETs.
Pretty much, MK Ultra derivatives, MILAB's 20 and back. The SSP based partly in Canada, potential reptilian collaborations all moving together.
And the Call of Duty connection is impossible to ignore.
It's deliberately emphasized throughout, raising that question. Is it just fiction? or is it meant to reflect something more, perhaps a form of subtle disclosure or conditioning? And the document doesn't shy away from naming names: CSIS, CIS, CIA, NATO, the shadow government as the alleged players.
And we absolutely have to stress again, this is based on a speculative, unverified document that hasn't been proven.
Critically important. But even so, it taps into themes that resonate deeply within conspiracy culture, doesn't it? Hidden technology, mind manipulation, secret agendas behind the scenes, that blurring line between perceived reality and
For sure. So even if you approach this as purely hypothetical, it makes you think. What parts of this narrative, if any, feel familiar or plausible? What questions pop into your head about government secrecy, where technology might really be heading, or even just the nature of reality itself?
It definitely pushes those boundaries.
And it leaves us with that final nagging thought. Could there be a purpose behind these kinds of themes appearing so often in our fiction, in games like Call of Duty? Is there something to the idea of desensitization, like the document suggests? Are we being prepared maybe to accept things that currently seem unbelievable?
It's a provocative question to end on. Something for everyone listening to, perhaps, think about, maybe revisit the source material themselves with these ideas in mind and just keep questioning.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Okay. Wow. Let's
How
get.
was that?
Yeah. Wow. So, just to be clear, you're the source of this document.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, and then, and you also have the document that you want to share. This same document. Okay.
That's just a step one.
Wow. Yeah. So, what I picked up, I mean, most of that was just review for me, but I was not aware of a base in Cold Lake. But I actually have a synchronicity. I have a friend staying with me right now, and he lived in Cold Lake, and said that he was
Hey,
claimed.
bring him on.
Well, he's sleeping right now. He said,
Dang, that would be a perfect moment.
um, um, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I tell you what, we're probably going to do another one. So,
Okay, another one.
yeah, another video, another part to this because I only have so much juice tonight.
So, are you getting off right now? I'm ready for part 2 later on.
Sure. Okay, but let's go through the chat here. Let's see what the comments are. Everybody, thank you all for joining. Let's see here. We have any questions, comments? Someone says, great to be here. Thank you. Great evening. Brittany says, hi, to James and you, Shayden.
Hey,
We have, okay, dark journalist doesn't even believe in the SS. Is that the secret space program? I guess you must mean super soldiers. Let's see here. DJ goes over the same stuff over and over again through the portal. Who are you referring to? DJ. Okay. Let's go on. We have someone comment about the reverb. That was a very interesting technique. Can you tell us anything about
that was me editing the lower voice.
They did that. The journalist.
Oh no, I did that. I edited it.
Oh, okay. And so, what was the effect that you were going for, or the meaning behind
Covert
it?
nature.
Is that what you would experience when you're
Yes,
sitting
because
in
I'm
MILAB?
currently going through some government shit.
Okay, and
I'm
then
considered active now, so yeah.
you're active right now.
Yeah. Oh, is this in a UFO? Oh, wait.
But when you mean by active, you mean like you have a clone body that's active,
No,
right?
like this is my physical body, and I'm using it. And this craft right there, you see it?
Okay. Well, let's pull this up. I see a lot of black. Does anybody else in the audience
I
see
don't know, but I see something over there.
Okay, and just to confirm, you don't live near Cold Lake,
I
correct?
live near one of the connections. It's all connected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is something over there. I think it has to be a drone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's do that. Okay. Great. Let's go on. Other comments, questions. Someone said, oh yeah, Corey says
Yeah, definitely a drone.
COD Infinite Warfare was soft disclosure because of the space war and moon base. Wolfenstein New World Order on the moon. Well, also the Halo series is another one. We have Krista in Colorado. Hello. So Halo has got the Alpha Squad, and I served on Alpha Squad. But anyway, let's go on here. El Shiba says, "Love Soul Family, love to you too." Oh yeah, Kelly says, yeah, subscribe. Also, go buy a ticket to the conference because that conference is crowdsourced. So that means you need to buy a ticket to make sure that there's going to be another conference. Otherwise, this is like the first super soldier secrets. Well, there's been secret.
Now I see it. Can you see it?
Okay, let's
Turn on the camera.
Let's. I love you, Kelly. Let's take that off. So, I see a little light. No, is that at the bottom?
Yeah, that one.
It looks like a. I'm not gonna say.
Oh, it's a wrong
June.
star.
It's not
Right
a
there.
June bug, is it?
I'm looking for it. Hold on.
Okay.
This camera is zoomed in.
And just to be certain, there isn't June bugs out right now, right? It's cold there.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool. I don't know. Wait.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to put it on the camera. I can see it
Great.
now.
Great.
Oh, there it is now. Wait.
Well, I totally believe you that you see something. So, and also you were showing us clips in that video. So tell us what were we looking at? There was like two shots. One looked like you were out near this green light outside.
Yeah, that was outside my mom's house.
Okay. And what was that?
That was a reptilian with this cloaking tech, high technology and shit.
Did anybody? Let me ask the chat. Did anybody notice a reptilian and cloaking tech? Because I was trying to look for the ships. I wasn't paying attention to the ground, but okay. Yeah, someone says June bugs are out in Ohio. Actually, I think it's pretty cold in Ohio right now. I don't know if they're having frost still, but okay, great. Yeah, Shelly is asking, are you active now?
Yes. I'm working with a local intelligence service.
All right, so great, thank you. So tell us, do you serve in your current under name of Shayden, or are you under an alter?
Yeah, that's my name, my full name.
I know, but do you have an alter?
Yeah, I'm a monarch survivor. So I have split alters, and let's just see, I have like more than 6.
Have you ever blacked out and?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
So to simplify it, it's like that Jason Bourne movies, you know, like Treadstone, when you black out and you don't know what happened.
And then next
like
thing
a
you know,
Manchurian candidate type of thing.
You get into a fight and then everybody's looking at you. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, that happened to me a lot of times. I black out often, and they take me, and I do operations. I don't know. I guess so.
Yeah, so...
Oh, hold on.
Oh, okay. So Corey's asking, who do you work for?
Who do I work for?
Yeah.
Shadow government. Oh, hold on. Someone's coming.
Do you want operational silence?
Yeah?
Are we green light to talk?
Yeah, we're green light.
Okay, great. Because I was thinking maybe you're going to go onto a MILAB and we can interview the crew. I'm just kidding. I don't think we're going to see that
interview the crew themselves.
Okay, great. So what should we go to next? Any other? Well, I think we're done with comments. Any other questions related to that? Yes. So Cold Lake facility. So tell us, have you actually been in the Cold Lake facility?
I've been to E4. That's the lowest. And they're working on alien tech. It's like Area 51 pretty much. It's just a copy of it.
Yeah.
And this time it's more classified. No one knows about it, but They left clues around Canada. If you can decode the clues, then pretty much you can get the information from the clues of the official government. For example, there's in front of the Cold Lake base, there's a Cerberus symbol. You know the three-headed wolves at the front of the entrance? Cold
Yeah,
Lake Air Force Base entrance.
yeah. I'm trying to pull it up actually. So I was, yeah, I do remember my friend saying that the billboards in the area there was signs of like Satanism and it wasn't really a Christian. I say that from my perspective because here in Charlotte we're like the most churched per capita, and I was actually kind of
From all my research,
yeah
I
okay
realized it's all a psychological operation.
Okay, could you
Nothing's
please
what it seems, like Satanism, shit like that.
oh I see, so it's programming for the local people that been under
Yeah,
their sleepers.
yes. Keeping
uh
them asleep as long as possible till they're ready to awaken.
okay, interesting, yes. Um Actually, I'm trying to find. Okay, so tell us so more about what is the alien? What kind of alien technology do you work with, or artifacts?
The alien technology I helped them with is the stealth cloaking technology. I I am I managed to capture one of them, the one with the green video. That night, I killed it. I threw a knife into his stomach, I mean his chest, I think, and pretty much they recovered it like 20 back style, and ever since that day, and it's been strange. Like I've been seeing more like stealth stuff prototypes. Now it's finished. It was seen in Regina, Saskatchewan, in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and pretty much they demonstrated Space Force around that area, and Men in Black are in the area, and I was the main target of that operation.
Okay, good. So as far as let's go back to the clues. So tell us. So were you able to figure out the clues? I guess you said you were, right?
Yeah, as underground networks.
Okay, and so that's an underground network related to alien bases that have been here for a long time. Sorry for my leading questions, but is that what you're alluding to?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as far as the CAF, was it? The CSIS.
Yeah,
Those.
CSIS, Canadian Security Intelligence Service, and Canadian Armed Forces, and RCMP, or Royal Canadian Military Police, or Mounted. It's whether we want to call it.
So when they showed up, it's more like the bases were already there. They just
Yes, there's
occupied.
already there. They're just hidden away.
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Let's go to maybe the next question. So tell us. Um, how about we just go ahead and pull up this form actually that you've. All right. I have it right here. Okay. Share my screen again. Give me a moment here. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna get through this together. And voila. How's that? All right. So you want to read this to us, or what should we? What do you want to do?
Let's leave that for part 2. I gotta go somewhere.
Oh. So call it a day.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Shayden, for your time. Thank you for coming on here, and I'm gonna maybe stick around a little bit longer to answer questions from the chat.
Okay, you can go through the document if you want. All right.
Okay. All right. We'll see you later.
All right.
Great. Audience members, I guess we're going to be doing some Q&A. Now, I can go through the document, but I'd rather have Shayden here to pull us up. But yeah, I think maybe somebody showed up, perhaps a family member. A lot of us. Oh, You guys can't even see me. Let's fix that. How's that? Yeah, a lot of times our family members are not very supportive. We have to be a little covert on how we share experiences. Many people have been hospitalized and put into psych wards for integrating in an unfortunate way. It happened to me. I had paralysis, couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Next thing you know, you have a $25,000 bill. So it's not easy being in this community. It isn't something, I've had somebody, some kids, I don't know, his parents were like sheriffs or something. They wanted to be super soldiers. And I'm like, you don't want to be a super soldier. For starters, you don't become one. You're born into it. You were genetically engineered from birth, prior to birth, right? We had under Project Surrogate, there were a multitude of generations of super soldiers. So I was Gen 5, the Ultra Soldier program. But yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Let's see here. Karen McDonald showed the green light reptilian drone footage before. Julia, was that the same footage that we just saw? Because it didn't seem like that was the case. Anybody else? Do you want to continue reading this document? Even though Shayden can always go over it again, right? So if people who want to just go through it, we'll do a little bit. What do you think? It's a tough audience today. Why not everybody talk at once? Shelly's asking, how many alien bases are left? Well, that's a good question. I don't have the information for that, but I would say there are more alien bases than DUMBs. So what was it? Thomas Costello, he stated that there were like 2 DUMBs in every state in our country. Probably, I guess it refers to provinces and so on. But as far, and that was like late 90s information. So who knows how much it is now. Any other questions? Please explain the targeted program. Okay, I can. Yes. So there's something called aftercare. So that's one thing that they always have on you is after you have served your time in the secret space program, you're given a caseworker. You're placed through a variety of different memory erasure procedures. There's looking glass technology involved, which will see to see if you're going to remember. And in some cases, lobotomy is recommended, and that has happened where suddenly or a clone gets put in and they suddenly die. The experiencer comes back and quickly dies. But as far as aftercare is concerned, the case after you go through the the trip seat protocols, memory erasure programs, then the caseworker will assign a handler over your life, and they will ensure that the goal is not so that you would prosper, but just survive. As far as a lot of these assets, if they're struggling, not just financially, mentally, many of us have health issues, and that's partly related to the re-aging process. It can take a couple weeks to re-age, but sometimes some parts of the body re-age at different levels of time. So if they accelerate the re-aging process before all the body parts, and then there can be health issues, autoimmunity issues. I know, Elka talks about that. What else? So yes, that's called aftercare, and shout out to my handler in Louisiana. Okay. Let's go on your next question. I would like to read through it very much. Everybody says it. Hold on. Let's see if any other questions. Otherwise, I will proceed to document. Great. Let's go to document. Thank you, Krista. Oh, okay, Monka. Great. I rarely ever really get to do any of this Q&A because so many people, I'm usually booked up 3 months in advance because I pace myself. In case you don't know, I don't do a show that shows that. I guess twice a week's enough. But anyway, I'm rambling. So you're asking about 20 backs. So absolutely, career return programs. Typically, the secret space program asset. Different extraterrestrial races can scan for certain souls that they want to target for these projects. These extraterrestrials work in conjunction. Of course, we have different bloodlines. We got the Mantis programs, and we have the Draco have their own, and reptilians their own. Usually, they're involved in the super soldier alignment projects, and also their own Draco bloodlines. And then, of course, different nefarious extraterrestrial races like the Matra, and also weren't they the ones from they're called oranges. I'm not sure if it's Betelgeuse, but anyway, but essentially they have technology to scan the soul, and if it's somebody that they want at a certain age, they'll be picked up. Sometimes they're even manipulated in vitro if they want to create a super soldier, but not every secret space program asset is a super soldier, by the way. So I would say maybe as far as security protocols, maybe 15% of security, and then as far as super soldier, it's a much smaller group that can handle it. Typically, you would have to be an ascendant machine technology, meaning your soul, higher self, has to be either archangel or like some kind of angelic to be able to handle the kind of trauma. But yeah, they would take you maybe we know we had Super Tech DSF described 7 years old. For me, I think they took me around 3.5, and I write about in my book where they had the baby that my parents had was taken to the moon and trained into a super soldier, and I was put its place, but it's still me. It's my soul is in both bodies. Just because we've been cloned out, yeah, it's just same. So that they're using that is another thing. Cloning is used in this programs. Now they can take the asset, the organic asset, use it for a certain time, but it seems like it's a lot easier to just take the asset, abduct them, take them to the moon, take their DNA, clone it out. They're sent back, and then the clone goes on. But it's unfortunately the human race needs to learn how to treat each other with love and kindness, and we don't seem to be able to do that. So there are extraterrestrial races that can intervene and help us, but they look at us like that we need to fix this ourselves. So here you have it. We have this issue. We have a group of humans that are technologically advanced and who can have access to these programs and technologies and their breakaways. And then we have the rest of us humans, right, that we're stuck here on a slave world. Basically, we are being harvested. We are the product for these programs. So now we have an issue like, well, so is of course, the extraterrestrials, they want to follow their laws of non-interference, but we're already being interfered with. So is it fair for us? I say no. But, I'm not in charge of the Federation right now. So I say that no, because I wasn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Next question. Shout out to your handler. Thanks. Let's see here. I'm an MK Ultra baby. What is the purpose? So we're really going back to Project Paperclip. What we had an issue here is the Americans, when they went into the underground facilities, what was left in Nazi Germany, they discovered advanced technology, including mind control, and also, of course, what was going on in Antarctica. So many of these German scientists were brought back to the United States to continue their experiments and mind control. I know initially one of the locations they were looking at was an area, was an abandoned Air Force base at the end of Long Island called the Montauk Camp Hero, sorry, in Montauk. So at Camp Hero, that small team was set up, these German scientists, and they discovered that not only could you control the consciousness, you can also use it to open up portals and time travel. We are extremely amazing beings if we can just activate it. Unfortunately, they're using trauma, and what happened is certain senators showed up, and it was funded by the military at that point. But and then when they saw what was going on, they said nope. Right. So then the project was shut down for a couple of years, but then they quickly moved over to oh my gosh, I just had it in my mind, Brookhaven. Thank you, Brookhaven. So so then the research continued on, and eventually they were able to get to open up the underground facilities below Camp Hero and to conduct the Montauk project. So the actual Sage radar towers, which were built in the 1940s, I think there was 12 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe somebody can look it up, see how many there were. And every one of them, there's a strong, powerful microwave energies, and they found that these frequencies could interfere with your consciousness. So that's why every one of these, so we only know about the Montauk project, but there's 12 others. And one day, I think all of this will be coming out soon. Okay. Any other questions? Do you have any memories of downtime when on these missions? I think when you're dreaming, you are on these missions, and then you come back. So it's like, I don't know if there really is downtime. You're just being put through one clone body after the other. It actually feels quite exhausting. No, I mean, I don't really consider myself someone with chronic fatigue, but I've had it really, fatigue in the past, and I know many others in these projects are tired. And but anyway, Gwyn Tower. So Gwyn was built for what's it called? The woodpecker grid that was deep underground. These vibrations they were actually vibrating the earth. The ultra low frequencies is what the extremely low frequency ELFs. So the ELFs were used to communicate with submarines. But I don't know if those ELF, I don't think they can, maybe they could, I don't think they can use much mind control of that. But okay. Our dreams indicators of being in a program. So typically your dreams are a way of your higher self to show you what's going on in your own life that you're not facing, or you're having trouble dealing with it. So it would show it in symbolic means that you would. So if let's say you see, I don't know, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and I don't know, Michael Jackson, and you would want to interpret it from a different perspective, not from, oh, I actually got to see all three. Maybe you did, but I'm saying I don't necessarily think you did. But in that case, interpret that. But certainly it could be signs of being used in projects. Now, what you could do is get yourself a dream journal. And first thing you do, wake up in the morning, write in that journal. And because usually the dreams disappear. For me, it's like about 5 minutes later, it's gone. So, but that will help provide you some insight. You can create a pattern. Like if you have a reoccurring dream, I had a recurring dream of Justin Bieber in a barracks on Mars. And that was going on a couple of times. But, hey, you're back, Shayden. What's up?
What's up?
We were just going through some Q&A. It's actually pretty fun. I've not done any Q&A in probably years now. I should do this more often if the audience wants it. I don't know. But so everything good with you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay. Does that mean we can resume this interview, or what's up?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, that's audience members. Thank you for sticking with this. I appreciate it. Let's pull the document up again. Oh, is there a real Planet X? Yes. Now that's Nibiru. Okay, so according to Jimmy Payne, he says it comes around somewhere around mid 2050s. And when it comes, it's going to pull the tides away so you can walk to Cuba, from Miami to Cuba. But then the tides are coming back. So that's why I know Edgar Casey has made predictions of Florida going into the sea. I think it's not like it's a cataclysm, but we'll deal with it when it happens, right, Julia? Okay. All right. Where are we? Let's pull this back. Shayden, do you want to read this? We could take turns if you want.
Yeah, take turns.
Do you want me to start us off?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. So bear with me. I've been doing a lot of editing. I created a meditation earlier today, so that's on my other channel. If anybody wants to subscribe, it's called Neological Tech Neo Meditations. Anyway. Okay, so all right. So we got your date of birth on here on May 7th, 2002. Your alias, Phoenix. So Phoenix, isn't that part of the Montauk time travel programs? You're a time travel asset.
Mm-hmm. I am. I'm stuck in a time loop I can't break out of. No matter what I do, it's always in the same.
What do you mean by time loop? So like you're going through Mandela effects?
Deja vus, I see the same moment over and over. I don't know. I think I'd cause a time paradox. It's so weird.
Okay, right. Wow. Thank you for sharing. Well, let's go. Yeah, let's go on. I know I like to analyze that, but we got more here. E4, restricted access, your classification level. Of course, E4 stands for the fourth level below ground at Coal Lake. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are working limited to authorized personnel of MJ12 oversight. And actually, I come from a majestic background myself. So hello. Below is a comprehensive consolidated narrative that merges the original 2025 whistleblower testimony. The expanded gaming lore parallels from Call of Duty, Black Ops, Ghosts, and Zombies Aether, the roles and responsibilities of Canadian and NATO agencies in the adversarial scenarios, exploring what happens when a covert operative becomes your enemy. As before, this text is presented as a speculative or fictional scenario, not a statement of verified fact, and intended to illustrate how these concepts might be woven together in a grand conspiratorial tapestry. So, introduction to the 2025 whistleblower testimony, your background, and so on. You identify yourself as a whistleblower to multiple black budgets and secret space program endeavors. You claim firsthand experience of MILAB military abduction protocols, including phenomenon described as 20 and back, a purported time travel or age regression technology. You also report abductions involving spinning vortexes followed by blackouts, eventually returning to your body as if the event never occurred. Overarching context, such as the programs you describe, incorporate intelligence agencies, advanced weapons research, psychic experiments, and potential alliances with extraterrestrial or reptilian entities. You specifically mentioned that Canada, via a Black Ops sleeper agent framework funded partially by the CIA, is deeply involved in these operations, including the alleged Coal Lake base in Alberta with E4 security clearance. In addition to real-world conspiracies, you draw parallels to the entire Call of Duty franchise storyline, particularly Black Ops. We already gone over that. Okay, and place them under historical references such as MK Ultra and Operation Mockingbird. Abduction by red extraterrestrial anti-gravity orb. Nature of this orb. You testify you were abducted by this red extraterrestrial orb, describing it as an advanced craft or device capable of levitation without standard propulsion. The orb's technology appears to manipulate electromagnetic fields or exploit a form of gravitational distortion, consistent with rumors of UFOs or off-world engineering. Connection to other experiences. This abduction allegedly. By the way, tell me, should I pause here on number 2?
You can go ahead.
Okay. Well, actually, does the audience members have any questions? John Tider. Do you have any information on John Titor, Shayden?
No, not at all.
Okay, well I do. So I will just I'm gonna have to quickly go into this. So John Titor is his other name he goes by is John Connor. So he was sent back in time to stop the nuclear war. So because after the war happened, all the records were lost. Nobody really knows the exact date, but it was guessed around August 29, 2027 or August 29, 2029. And then essentially what happened is AI became self-aware and it was going to be shut down. It migrated into nuclear power plants, nuclear silos, and so it wasn't a nuclear war between people. It was a nuclear war between machine and the people. So yeah, as far as whether or not we're gonna, I don't. Oh, I'm so guys. My camera. I think I need to get a new camera. Oh well. I wish I had like the automatic focusing, but one thing at a time. Yes. So hopefully that answered your question. Yeah, the Terminator movies, by the way, they were black, not silvery, and also the one that melted, the female, she melted, and that was all fiction. But anyway, I think that timeline's going to be changed. Shayden, what do you think? You think we're still on that projected timeline?
Better than World War III timeline, that's for sure.
Well, 98% of the world's population die. Yeah, in the Terminator timeline. So, apparently, if you do survive, there's starvation, and then there's also most people lost their hearing because it's so loud. There isn't any single pane of glass left in the United States. Or the world, real, I guess maybe a few parts of the world, but anyway, yeah. Let's go back to your message. Over here, yes, the connection to other experiences. This abduction allegedly triggered a coincided with the astral abduction phenomenon, wherein you experienced a spinning vortex before losing consciousness. You regain consciousness and discover minimal evidence of time passage, suggesting time loops or dimensional shifts that may be integral to these experiences. Secret space program, Black Ops sleeper agent, definition, objectives. The secret space program is rumored, by the way, I didn't have any alcohol tonight. It's getting late. The secret space program is rumored to operate beyond public. By the way, I don't really drink. I mean, if I go out to a conference, I might have something, but I don't drink much. The secret space program is rumored to operate beyond public scrutiny using black funds diverted from taxes.
We're being DDoSed. Fuck.
What's that? Say that again, Shayden.
We're being DDoSed. Someone's fucking with us.
Do we need somebody to step in as moderator?
No, it's okay. I mean, like, cyberly.
How so?
Never mind. Keep going.
Absolutely. Okay, where were we? We were about something about taxes. I want to comment about that. I would say there is 90% of the stock market is owned by an aggregate level of institutional investors. These institutional investors are an aggregate level of local, state, federal, pension funds. It's not just pension funds. There's rainy day accounts, special accounts. So essentially, I would say now it's higher. Maybe 95% of the economy is owned by the cabal, and so this money is funding this off-world program. So when we talk about a gross domestic product, there's very little of the real economy left. The rest is just all being raped and being sent to off-world. And the taxes only, they did start off, right? When they started building the domes, they were using tax money, but it wasn't enough. So then they had to use
Hey,
traffic.
did you know that is V2K attack?
Are you being attacked right now?
No, you.
I am.
I can tell you're being attacked.
How do you know?
Mind control style.
Yeah, I get problems with right
Like you're
behind
saying
my
words.
forehead.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
a
Well, best of luck to you.
upgraded version.
Yeah, best upgrade. I'm being upgraded.
Just keep going.
Okay, great. So I got that out. Yes. So the stated objectives might include developing advanced anti-gravitic craft and conducting off-world missions. Some claim lunar or Martian bases, and actually there's a lot more bases out there, and researching extraterrestrial technology retrieved from crashed or traded UFOs. Canadian government and CIA funding. You allege elements in the Canadian government supported by the CIA run sleeper agent operations. And again, the CIA is just a division of Operation Paperclip. These sleeper agents are possibly stationed at key intelligence or defense posts, activated only when mission parameters require specialized knowledge or covert influence. The Cold Lake Base in Alberta E4 security clearance. Cold Lake Base is presented as a critical node in a network of underground facilities. Individuals with E4 clearance may gain access to restricted labs or training centers used for MK, which is mind control. Guys, I can pull up what actually MK stands for if you want to, but let me just get through this. MK subprojects, simulation-based conditioning, and treadstone like super soldier programs. Why don't you read this and I'll go look that up. You can read that one. Can you see it? If not, I guess I
No, I
can.
cannot.
Okay. Oh my gosh, guys. I didn't even know. So sorry. I'm here reading this and you guys can't even see it. So sorry about that. Forgive me. Okay. Hi, David. So David Morrow is a super soldier in the UK.
Yeah, this part is the V2K technology.
What? What about?
This part is the
Oh,
V2K
yes, yes, you're
technology.
right. Okay. Targeted individuals and voice of God, V2K. So these targeted individuals, civilians, claim they are harassed by electronic surveillance, directed energy weapons, and orchestrated stalking. They report unexplained physical symptoms such as sleep disturbances or bizarre electronic interference, sometimes attributed to advanced mind control agendas. Voice of God technology allegedly uses microwave or other EMF methods to transmit voices directly into a target's mind. I guess it'll be satellites into a target's mind. From a
Even the satellites too.
yeah, from military. I bet you they have stuff now. They don't even need this. They have the quantum tunneling. From a military standpoint, it can serve as a psychological weapon, disrupting adversaries or influencing populations without visible traces.
A
So we
ghost
have.
operation.
Say that again.
A ghost operation.
Huh. Influencing populations without visible traces. Well, I do believe in karma, so they think they may not have visible traces, but they're okay. There's MK Delta. MK Delta.
The targeted individuals are the visible traces.
Yeah. There's MK Delta, MK Ultra, and of course Project Monarch. So you want to explain the difference between the three?
Okay, Ultra is just a brainwashing, and Delta is a killer shit, and Monarch is a infiltration type of shit.
Yeah, that's very short, brief. Thank you. Okay, let's go on here. I can add to that, but let's just go on. Guys, you can get my book. MK Ultra's 1950s, 1970s documented program investigating hypnosis, psychoactive drugs, psychological torture as mind control methods. MK Delta is less documented but portrayed as extension of MK Ultra for overseas covert action. And Monarch is a sub-program leveraging trauma-based mind control to create dissociative identity alters for espionage or assassination. So Monarch has been around. I'm not gonna. I'm somewhere between 5,000 to 10,000 years. It's an underground facility below Toronto, and It's operated by crossbreeds who really don't value the human body. So Monarch made a deal with the revolutionary forces, the Americans, they promised, they helped us get our independence. In exchange, they've been given permission to experiment. So, yeah, we've got a problem, but not many people know about that. So, all right, you claim these programs have continued into advanced forms, integrating VR simulations, virtual reality, that is, AI driven psychological conditioning, and potential alien DNA modifications leading to super soldier capabilities. You want to expand upon that? What do they do to you? What are your super soldier capabilities, Shayden?
I get dream training, like Afghanistan type of shit.
You remember doing missions?
In Vietnam, it's pretty much like the Black Ops series in Call of Duty. I know it's trademarked, but we don't own it, so it's okay.
Yeah,
It's theirs.
I got 5 Purple Hearts in Vietnam, but yeah, whatever. It
Yeah.
doesn't really matter now anymore, but whatever. Okay, modern evolution. You claim these program. I already said that. Connection to Call. Can you guys see this? Okay, good. Call of Duty Black Ops campaign. The protagonist, Mason, experiences brainwashing and number station triggers paralleling real MK Ultra-like induction of sleeper agents. The storyline resonates with alleged real-world usage of post-hypnotic commands or codes to activate a subject for missions. Super soldier programs and treadstone-like training. Overview of super soldier projects. Modern MK subprojects may feature gene editing, hormonal enhancements, and VR-based scenarios, training to forge near superhuman reflexes, endurance, and specialized combat instincts. Such super soldiers could remain dormant until triggered, enabling plausible deniability for Black Ops missions. You want to comment about why would they even put a super soldier in the civilian public? What's your thoughts on that?
I seen what how they react, so yeah, that's alright.
Okay, you would you like me to? I can comment. Okay, so I'll comment about that. So, yes. So a super soldier that goes through these programs and has gone through an extreme forms of torture to the point where they can easily become insane, right? So what they found is they can put, instead of keeping the clone in an underground base under lock and key where they go nuts, they're put into a civilian family, a project surrogate family, to raise them as their own child. And yeah, so that's why we have sleepers, and they don't just keep them underground lock and key,
Do you
right?
know
Yes.
who handles his sleeper agents?
I would say every planetary corporation probably has their own liaison. What do you think?
I believe there is one organization, a special force unit. It's called a Joint Task Force X. 2018 is when they were founded, like a base. And I
So they would
believe
have
that's where it all
oversight.
happened.
Oh, sorry, Shady. What's that?
Did I cut out?
Well, I did. I caught you. Sorry. Go ahead. Say it again.
Joint Task Force X has a training facility in 2018 that was built, and I believe that's where it all happened.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing. So could you say that again? What was it? Say that Joint Tax Force X.
Yeah,
Okay. And where are they based out of?
Kingston, Ontario.
Huh? Is Kingston near Toronto?
Ontario. I don't know. I forgot.
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, maybe kind of interesting. So that's that could be a Monarch program. Okay. Let's continue, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Treadstone analogy, borrowing from the Jason Bourne. By the way, do you think Jason Bourne was an actual? Is that a real agent name, or is that like a project name, or just a
It's like a Jane or Doe or some shit.
Jane Doe? Okay, like a stage name. Okay. Borrowing from Jason Bourne franchise concepts, Treadstone-like programs rely on intense psychological reprogramming and memory compartmentalization. Operatives might lose consciousness of their recall of their training, retaining it only under designated triggers or contexts. Call of Duty Ghost reference. In Call of Duty Ghosts, an elite special force group known as Ghosts operate with cutting-edge gear and tactics, reflecting how super soldier units might be deployed in post-catastrophic settings or high-intensity conflicts. Under Operation Mockingbird, the historical roots are it's allegedly a CIA operation from the early Cold War era, influencing major media to align with U.S. intelligence interests. By 2025, the media manipulation is more sophisticated, utilizing social media algorithms, deep fakes, and AI-driven narrative steering control to public perception or discredit whistleblowers. And that's actually, I want to comment about this, if you don't mind, Alyssa. For starters, Project Mockingbird was started after the Roswell incident, where there's that famous newspaper article, right, that says aliens are real, right, and Roswell, our UFO crash. So what happened is, of course, this was the Cold War, and the Nationals, was it Truman, right? So Truman set up the National Security Council in response for what's going on in the Soviet Union, right? So they thought that maybe we were being invaded. And so they set up this secretive group that wouldn't have any oversight. They also wouldn't be able to even keep operations secret from the president. So under the NSC, spun off this Operation Mockingbird by embedding agents within the media. So that's why we have organizations like Alphabet Inc., right? So they're telling you already who runs. We're using it right now, so in that way we can use it for good. We can use it for us to help people. But anyway, so as far as the internet is concerned, I want to comment about that. I had to go back to my notes. I think 80% of the infrastructure of the internet is actually built. I'm sorry, not built. It was manufactured off-world on Mars, and it's used. So there is a looking glass. Hold on a second, guys. ARC, the aeronautical repositioning chambers that like Andrew Basiago talks about, the jump rooms. So these particular jump rooms cannot not only just take you to Pluto or take you to Century City Boulevard, right, in LA. They can also take you through time. So I think they start around the 1950s, and then they go all the way up into the 2030s, and then they stop. So by then, they're hoping this AI agenda can take over society, and so we're all being AI entrained to. The AI is manipulating search engines to control consciousness. Okay. Did everybody learn something new today? I'm just kidding. All right. Modern, we already went through that. So Project Stargate, Project Spellbinder, and Psychic Warfare. Remote viewing and psi research. So Project Stargate was 1978 to 1995. Was an officially acknowledged U.S. Army CIA program investigating remote viewing. So allegedly, like they said they shut it down, right? So, we're not doing it, but of course they're still doing it. Project Spellbinder is rumored to build on Stargate, probing deeper into telepathy, telekinesis, and other psi abilities for strategic advantage. Combat applications. Trained psychics can gather intelligence or disrupt enemy leaders mentally. They become potent, low-footprint assets in high-stakes scenarios. Integration with Zombies' Aether lore. In Call of Duty's Black Ops, Zombies' Aether storyline explores occult and dimensional anomalies such as Element 115, teleporters, and the undead. So again, the Element 115 is what's used by the Plutonium, right? They use certain Greys use that for intergalactic transit on their ships. Okay, for those of you who didn't know that, so conspiracy circles might equate these fictional rifts with real life attempts to pierce dimensional barriers, potentially for espionage, weapons research, or advanced super soldier capabilities. Let's do number 9 and then call it so we can start at 10, maybe next video. Fallen angel or alien DNA, reptilian humanoids. Certain conspiracies propose that Nephilim or fallen angels from ancient texts were actually advanced non-human beings, leaving behind enhanced DNA that modern agencies now exploit. By the way, the Nephilim blew up their own planet, so that's there's only about 10 million of them left in the universe. So I guess they have their lessons to learn too. Similarly, alien DNA is rumored to be spliced into soldiers or test subjects, amplifying their ability, cognition, or psychic range. Reptilian humanoids with halo graphics cloaking. Reports of reptilian beings employing advanced halo or optical camouflage technology surface in multiple conspiracy narratives. They might maintain hidden bases or collaborate with certain militaries to exchange technology and genetic knowledge. Did I just lose my spot? Okay. Connection to UFO sightings near New Jersey. Eyewitnesses describe triangular craft or translucent figures near coastal zones. Such sightings often feed speculation about reptilian alliances or clandestine aircraft testing. Okay, great. Let's stop it there so I can save my voice. I'm actually supposed to do another interview tomorrow. Wow, Shayden, do you have any information on what was the New Jersey, what were they, drones? What do you think that is about?
Soft disclosure for an alien. Fuck's sake. It's soft disclosure for alien invasion.
Oh, you think we're going to still see that alien invasion in our timeline? Like Randy Kramer
Yeah,
talked.
pretty much there's a war going on right now. Just
Okay.
follow the cold weathers or strange temperatures, like extreme temperatures areas is where the UFOs are active.
Okay, thank you. So question from the audience members. Monka is asking, who wrote the document? It looks like a summary made by ChatGPT. Did you use Chat? Yeah, even if you did, I mean, you don't have to tell us if you don't. But who started off with the document?
Who? What?
Who started off writing that document?
Me.
Okay, and then you used it ChatGPT to help your
Yeah,
clarify your.
everything I witnessed, I put in there, and it filled it all for me.
Okay. Uh, okay, Maka. I hope that answers your question. So next question. Um, Paraglider is asking about my 5 Purple Hearts. That was my other. I went by the name of James Martin Rillsberg. For they put me on ice, and when I died in a mission in '79, so I have been resurgated as me. So I don't have that many memories, but there was a cross that I wore that protected me from a bullet. That and I do remember growing up like in some southern farm, like it seemed like it was 1940s or 50s. I have that memory, and then went to the military. Okay. Shelly's asking if they'll pay us all. If they pay us, then that means they acknowledge that they used us. And if that means that they used us, does that mean we've consent to their yeah? Well, okay. Well, let's just take the money, right? So if we can get it, great. But
It's my money. A bit of money.
yeah,
Just
Shaden.
kidding.
So $5,000. Was it? Oh gosh, I remember Ashton talked about it. It was said 5,000 a month or something per year after. So you do 120 back. That's voluntary, and then after that, you're offered payment if you do more. So I estimate I should get like 3.8 million. But yeah, good luck. Just trying to collect it. Okay, other questions. Other questions, everybody. We are on the Trump timeline. Thank you, Mystic. I have no other comment on that one. Thank you. You know what? You wanted me to look up MK Ultra. Yes. Let's. Krista, Nigel, you want to answer that lady's question? What do you think they're trying to put in her? Are you still there? Yeah, I think we may have lost Shayden.
Oh, what? I'm here.
Oh yeah,
I was just zoning out.
Oh yeah, what was going on with Krista? She thinks they're putting new tech in her.
Oh, she's like me then. Yeah. Space Force. Do you get nosebleeds and black substance in your nose when you blow it out or some shit?
Well, that's affirmative for me. Yeah, I'm shaking my head. Yeah, but Krista,
And do you burp a lot? Like you puke out weird stuff, like a white substance?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's Space Force.
Tante says I use ChatGPT to write my wedding vows. I'm sure they were really good ones too. So thank you for that. A LARPer. Oh, yeah. Well, I went into this. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and I've had remote viewers come on my channel, and they say, "Well, what's the future going to be like when disclosure comes?" And they said we're going to be hated because they don't want to reckon. First of all, that when it becomes self-knowledge that these projects are real, the experiencers who are sharing their stories are going to be blamed because they think that we're part of their cabal, right? Because we were assets used by them. But so imagine, during the civil rights era, right, when black people were trying to assert their freedom, and the white people were spitting on them. They were being abusive. So I'm not saying it's gonna be like that, but you should go listen to my Martin Luther King message to hear what he has to say about what's coming to come. So anyway, sorry, okay. I was looking up that MK Ultra term to get to that before we call it a day here. Anybody have any more questions? Okay, I found it. Great. MK Ultra stands for Manufactured Killers Utilizing Tradecraft Requiring Assassination. There you have it. I think we should call it a day. Thank you, Shayden.
That resonated with me.
What's that?
That resonated with me.
Oh yeah. And great. So, any other questions? Great. Well, thank you, Shayden, for coming on here today. Can you remember? I'll put it in my notes actually. So we're going to come back to section 10, right? That way we won't.
Damn, my devotee stuffs with Daniel. Just kidding.
Section 10 for next part. Okay. All right. So everybody go to Super Soldier Con, purchase your ticket to the event. I know it's 6 months out, but it's I would like to see your solidarity, showing your solidarity for this movement, because this conference is a place it's for you. It's for people that have been through these projects, and there isn't a platform for a voice for us. Yes, there are other conferences. Contact in the Desert is moving away from the woo woo, and I could just I don't really want to necessarily spend my time pointing out different events, but what I can tell you is that this event is for SSP disclosure, and I don't have a sponsor, a backer, and if you could back us, great. If you could buy a ticket, great. I have a general admission, so it's 4 days. We also have tickets for a food package, and of course, then there's VIP, so you get all your meals. And so the meals help support the cost of the venue. So that's why I know if you look at that, it's like, oh, that's expensive. Well, yeah, you're getting the venue too. So we have parties coming on. It's going to be right across the street from Universal. You can go to Universal. We have about 25 speakers, and you're going to have a great time. So go to supersoldiercon.com, purchase your ticket. Also go to neologicaltech.com, purchase a meditation device. This is the Gen 2 model. I have a bigger one now, but the monastery, I personally use this. Well, I don't use it every day. I'm doing it probably about twice a week, my meditations. But if you want to use this, just put on your lap, activate the device, and then you can brings chi energy into your body to help you relax and feel good. You can also go to Healing Soul Survivors and make a donation. So again, I really could use a donation if you don't mind. But not every, yeah. Anyway, so let's see here. Anything else? There probably is, but I'm gonna play this LifeWave video. So unfortunately, nobody bought any Purium products. So they had a really great lineup, but if you guys don't want it, we'll have to go back to LifeWave. So, all right. Thank you, Monka. I got your back. Those kids. Oh, you know what? They posted a picture of that Night Docs guy. He had a new Volkswagen. You know, my channel's not even monetized, and I depend on donations. So, I mean, I had this one lady. She was donating $100 a month. So there was a period after PayPal seized my account. We had $1,800 in there. The donors didn't really go except there's one lady. So I was dependent on this one lady for like 2 or 3 years. So it wasn't easy. And then when they talk, they're complaining about being demonetized. The guy, he under false pretenses was in my hotel room, and he had footage of my private clothing. So, and then, he used footage from other experiencers to make this mock documentary. He didn't even interview me, right? So he's trying to do a documentary about me without interviewing me. So in that case, best of luck to the idiot, especially when the disclosure comes. But it is what it is. Thank you, David Wilcock gets heaps. I don't get a speaker fee when I travel, so the SSP people are. It's been like that for a very long time. Where usually, I hate to say it, where most of us are not appreciating this community. I know, even when I started off in the UFO community. So, for instance, look at that video that we had. So we had 2 great UFO researchers chatting amongst themselves. 15 years ago, they would probably be saying something like, we're discrediting the community. Oh, we need to go away. We need to that. So we've changed. We've elevated over the years. So anyway, I'm probably rambling. I hope you enjoyed this presentation today. So I will see you all in Florida, right? And if you want, you can use my discount. I think it's Sabretooth. If you use Sabretooth in the checkout, you save 10%. But okay. All right. I'm literally done now. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you all later. Today, we are exploring a breakthrough in health and performance, the X49 performance patch. Joining us again is Arthur to explain a little bit about what this is about. So thank you, Arthur, for coming here.
Thank you, James, for having me. I'm excited to talk about this incredible patch.
So, Arthur, what is the big deal behind the X49 performance patch?
The performance patch is a clinically proven product that boosts AHK copper peptide in your body, which has a wide range of benefits. It helps improve strength, stamina, recovery, and supports bone health by increasing bone density and reducing bone breakdown.
Wow, so it's more than just a performance booster.
Exactly. It also supports cardiovascular health, improves hair and nail growth, and even helps regenerate dopamine and serotonin, which enhances your motivation and mood.
Wow, that's very impressive. Now, I've heard a lot about phototherapy and photobiomodulation therapy lately. Can you please explain to the audience how these therapies work and their benefits?
Absolutely. Photobiomodulation therapy uses specific wavelengths of light to stimulate cellular function and promote healing. It enhances blood flow, reduces inflammation, and supports the production of beneficial compounds like peptides. The performance patch utilizes this technology to activate your body's natural healing processes.
Well, Arthur, that sounds incredible. So, in addition to boosting your physical performance, the patch also supports overall health and well being. So, could you please tell us a little bit more about how it improves bone health specifically?
The patch lowers NTX levels, which are markers of bone breakdown. By reducing these levels, it allows bones to strengthen, leading to better bone density over time.
Wow, that sounds really important, especially as we age. You mentioned it also impacts dopamine and serotonin. So, could you please tell us a little bit more on how it does that?
Yes, it triggers pathways that support dopamine production, boosting motivation, and also supports serotonin through the 5-HT pathway, helping to improve mood and overall mental well being.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, I've also heard it helps reduce exposure to EMF. Now, how does it do that?
Yes, the patch provides protection from electromagnetic fields, EMF, which we encounter from devices like our phones and computers, helping minimize potential disruption in our body's natural processes.
So, it's helping physically and mentally, even while reducing EMF exposure. Is there anything else people should know?
Yes, it also boosts key amino acids like alanine for performance, histidine for repair, and lysine for collagen production, which supports healthy skin and tissue.
Well, so this particular LifeWave patch sounds really incredible. Thank you for coming on here to explain a little bit more about this product.
My pleasure, James. It's a great, non invasive way to support both body and mind.
So, if you're looking to improve your performance, recovery, and overall well being, the LifeWave X49 Performance Patch could be the perfect solution. So, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you all later.
Please consider supporting Super Soldier Talk by purchasing your own Neo Meditation device. Your Neo Meditation device will help you reduce stress, integrate trauma, enhance intuition, enhance clairvoyance, and enhance creativity. Get yours now at www